how often should you be messaging coaches you're in contact with? So this is an interesting one, Phil. I'd assume that we're in the contact period. We can openly go back and forth. You were an athlete, right? You played football, and had gone through the recruiting process in a number of different ways. So, what's your take on how frequently you should be communicating with a coach?
Yeah, just relative to my experience, I never reached out enough. It worked out okay, but I should have been reaching out way more. In terms of frequency, the first thing I recommend to any given athlete, don't take it as you're bugging a coach. Okay, don't feel like that. Reach out as often as you can in terms of updates. And the way I would approach it is for a given athlete, find an excuse to reach out to a coach. Create some skills video. Now I'm reaching out to the coach because I have some updates. If you wake up and one day you're 6 foot, the next day you're 6'1", we need to reach out. Find an excuse to reach out versus am I reaching out too much?
And not even that. I think there's, it doesn't necessarily need to be updates like, hey, my batting average has been raised to this, or hey, I grew an inch, or hey, I just squatted, 400 plus pounds. I think you can have some interesting conversations because a lot of the back and forth with coaches is about relationship building. So to even like if something happens in sports or there's something controversial, like, hey, coach, what do you think about this? Things that happen in professional sports, or Giannis got teed up for this, like that seems pretty outrageous, doesn't it? And just it's about passion for your sport at the end of the day, because that's what coaches are in it for, because they care about the sport and they care about athletes getting better. So even sometimes reaching out is just conversations about what's going on in the general landscape for your individual sport. And I think the underlying message there is, coach, I'm paying attention. I'm a student of the sport. It's something that I pay attention to a lot. I care a lot about what you think about this. But also, again, that relationship building to kind of see, okay, is this a good fit? Are we on the same wavelength with a lot of different things? So, like you said, that's not something that I did a lot as a student athlete. I think I was a little bit paralyzed by that fear of
Yeah.
reaching out to a coach and kind of having those conversations. But as a former college coach myself now, it's like, man, I would love having those conversations with someone that was genuinely interested in that way. So yeah, good question on frequency, but I don't think there's any limitations on how to do that. I think you can be creative about that. So